Hey guys, are you a Hollow Knight fan? Then forget that game because today I bring you 10 new Metroidvanias that promise to humiliate Hollow Knight. So without wasting time, let's start the list with Echo Weaver, a platform and adventure game in development by Moonlight Kids, described as a time loop Metroidvania. In it, you take on the role of the Last Weaver, a remnant of a ruined society trapped in a fatal time loop. The gameplay revolves around exploring richly designed biomes, interacting with eccentric characters, and discovering secrets to unravel the world's history and your own. Time is your currency in the game. Collect items to extend your time loop and use it to open doors, heal yourself, trade, and much more. Unlike many games, there are no traditional upgrades or unlocks. Secrets are your only way to progress. In Mio Memories in Orbit, you take on the role of Mio, an agile robot with extraordinary abilities who wakes up in the now, a gigantic technological ark adrift in space. For mysterious reasons, the now is in ruins, overtaken by lush vegetation and machines that have become dangerous. Nobody knows why the pearls, the artificial intelligences responsible for maintaining the now, have stopped working. Forgotten by all, the now faces imminent shutdown. Your mission is to delve into the depths of the now, relive your lost memories, unravel your own past and destiny, and, who knows, save the spaceship and its inhabitants from destruction. The game takes place in an interconnected and decaying world, described as a giant labyrinth and a living organism with its own ecosystems, bestiaries, and architectures. Shadow Labyrinth is a 2D action platformer developed by Bandai Namco, with a global release scheduled for July 18, 2025. The title presents an innovative and dark approach to the iconic Pac-Man franchise, integrating Metroidvania elements, strategic combat, and an engaging narrative set in a science fiction universe. The game combines 2D platforming, Metroidvania-style exploration, and fluid combat, with a narrative that explores the mysteries of the planet, the role of Puck, and the connections with other Bandai Namco arcade franchises. Partially inspired by the Pac-Man episode of the Prime Video animated series Nivel Secreto, the game acts as a continuation of the events presented in the animation, which serves as a prelude. The player navigates intricate labyrinths in an alien world, discovering new powers and abilities to access previously blocked areas.
Don't just defeat enemies. Consume them. Embrace your true purpose. Become the apex predator.
Crowsworn is a highly anticipated Metroidvania game that promises a dark and challenging experience, combining elements of acclaimed titles like Hollow Knight and Bloodborne. Developed by Mongoose Rodeo, the game does not yet have an official release date, but has already generated great expectation among fans of the genre. The story takes place in Fear Andal, a land ravaged by a sinister curse that decimated almost all of humanity, leaving behind a world inhabited by grotesque creatures and nightmares. The player controls a mysterious character, equipped with a scythe and pistols, who awakens in a coffin, ready to unravel the secrets behind the curse and seek the truth. The game features a frenetic and precise combat system with combos and abilities that can be improved throughout the adventure. Exploring a vast, interconnected world is crucial, with the discovery of new areas and abilities, allowing access to previously inaccessible regions, a classic characteristic of the Metroidvania genre. Possessors is a new side-scrolling action-adventure Metroidvania being developed by Heart Machine, the creators of the acclaimed Hyper Light Drifter and Solar Ash, and will be published by Devolver Digital. The release is scheduled for sometime in 2025 for PC, via Steam, and PlayStation 5. The story follows Luca, the main protagonist, and Rem, her uncooperative partner. Together, they explore a quarantined city, destroyed and flooded by the interdimensional catastrophe, seeking survival and discovering the truth behind the devastating event. The game features a complex narrative with multiple path options and a cast of captivating characters, each with their own story. The gameplay of Possessors is centered on fast and precise platforming combat inspired by platform fighting games. Players can perform ground and air attacks, combos and throws, facing a variety of deadly enemies and challenging bosses. The Eternal Life of Goldman is a 2D platform Metroidvania in development by Weppy Studio and published by THQ Nordic. With a release scheduled for the end of 2025, fourth quarter, winter in the Northern Hemisphere, the game will be available for Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series, and PC. The game stands out for its hand-drawn and frame-by-frame animated art, using traditional animation techniques. Each scenario, character, object, and visual effect is meticulously planned, evoking the aesthetics of classic animated films and 16-bit platform games, with comparisons to titles like Cuphead, but with more accessible gameplay. The narrative combines legends, fairy tales, and mythologies, Greek, Jewish, and Mesopotamian, with an existential approach to life, death, faith, and love. Lone Fungus 2 is a Metroidvania in development by Basti Games, serving as a prequel to the acclaimed Lone Fungus of 2023. Set thousands of years before the events of the first game, you play as an ancestor of Greencap, a solitary mushroom with the mission of uniting the divided mushroom tribes. Lone Fungus 2 is described as a Mushroomvania, a term created by the developer highlighting the mushroom theme that maintains the essence of the first game, but introduces significant novelties such as whip-based combat, fluid movement, and rich exploration in an interconnected world. Lone Fungus 2 expands on the mechanics of the first game, offering a Metroidvania experience focused on exploration, combat, and non-linear progression. The game introduces a whip-based combat system differing from the sword of the first game, with inspirations from Castlevania, 8-direction combat with sub-weapons. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond is a highly anticipated first-person action-adventure game developed by Retro Studios and published by Nintendo, with a release scheduled for 2025. It will be available for the Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2, marking the return of the Metroid Prime subseries after 18 years since Metroid Prime 3 Corruption of 2007. The game follows Samus Aran, the iconic bounty hunter, on a new adventure after the events of the original trilogy, which culminated in the destruction of Phazon. Responding to a distress call, Samus arrives at a Galactic Federation research facility, where she encounters Sylux, a rival bounty hunter who harbors resentment towards the Federation and Samus. The game maintains the classic gameplay of the series, with a first-person perspective, exploration in an interconnected world, and Metroidvania elements. Ninja Gaiden Ragebound is an upcoming 2D side-scrolling platformer, developed by the Game Kitchen, creators of Blasphemous, and published by Dotemu. It promises to unite the classic gameplay of the 8-bit era Ninja Gaiden series with the depth of modern 3D games. The game features an easy-to-learn, but hard-to-master mechanic, maintaining the frenetic action of the classic titles but adding new layers of complexity. Ninja Fusion will allow the player to unleash devastating abilities to eliminate enemies. The pixel art, inspired by vibrant 90s anime, promises a visually impressive experience. Although plot details are scarce, we know that Ragebound features a new story in the Ninja Gaiden universe, with a new protagonist, Kenji, who forms an unlikely alliance with the Black Spider Clan to fight the Demon Lord. This suggests an engaging story with iconic characters and new heroes. Aeterna Lucis is the highly anticipated sequel to Aeterna Noctis, a Metroidvania game developed by Aeternum Game Studios. It maintains the formula of its predecessor, combining fast-paced combat, exploration of a large interconnected map, the search for secrets and optional challenges, all wrapped in a rich and deep narrative. The story takes place after the events of Aeterna Noctis, where the balance between light and darkness was broken. The Queen of Light, the protagonist of Aeterna Lucis, awakens alone in a transforming world, on the brink of emptiness. Her goal is to prevent the destruction of existence, challenging the supreme god of chaos and seeking her former enemy. The gameplay will put the player in control of the Queen of Light, with new and exclusive abilities and weapons to face the challenges. As a Metroidvania, Aeterna Lucis prioritizes the exploration of a vast interconnected world, full of secrets, side quests, and enemies to be defeated. Grime 2 is the sequel to the acclaimed Metroidvania action-adventure game, Grime, developed by Cloverbyte. Without an official release date yet, the game promises to expand the surreal and dark universe of its predecessor, offering new mechanics and an even more immersive experience. The confirmed launch platform so far is PC, via Steam. The player takes on the role of a shapeshifter, able to absorb creatures and summon molds with their forms. Exploring a bizarre and art-filled world will be crucial, using the environment in conjunction with the summoned molds to overcome enemies and epic bosses. The combat system is based on parrying, grabbing, and absorbing enemies, allowing for the creation of a unique playstyle through the selection of abilities, weapons, and summons. Rune Fencer Illyia is an action platformer Metroidvania in development by Newtbox Games, with a release scheduled for 2025 for PC, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox. The game features intense and atmospheric gameplay, focusing on exploration and combat. Players take on the role of Illyia, a young runecaster who needs to find her lost twin sister in a mysterious and ruined kingdom. The story revolves around Illyia, a runecaster from Moonstone who wakes up in the wreckage of an aircraft after an accident. Her twin sister Lily is missing, and Illyia needs to explore the mysterious and dangerous world to find her and discover what happened. The game promises a rich narrative full of secrets to be unraveled through items and collectibles. The game highlights a fast and intense combat system, combining swords and rune magic. Illyia can steal runes from enemies to create powerful spell combinations. So, what's your opinion? Which of these games will surpass Hollow Knight? If you can and want to contribute any amount, I will be extremely grateful. Each super thanks makes a huge difference and motivates me a lot. Plus, you will be mentioned in the next video. I'll leave it here. May God be with you, and until next time.